Hello, hello, hello. My name is Kevin. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. It's Friday night. My goblin friends are here, so it must be time for a FunSHot Friday. Oh, these are so much fun. Uh, with me tonight in this amazing game. Well, first, the game's by Grant Howitt. It's called Three Goblins in a Trenchcoat. That's why we have three characters. We have one trenchcoat. You can't see it. It's offset. This is by Grant Howitt, amazing guy. We've been playing his games all year on Fridays. So much fun. If you ever get a chance to follow him on Twitter or whatnot, I'm not getting paid to do this. Do him a service and follow him. And if you want to have a good time with your friends, pick up one of these games. A lot of them are pay what you choose in places like RPG Drive-Thru and places like that. So follow that man. He's amazing. He's been so many hours of joy this year. Speaking of joy, the people I get to share some joy with tonight, in the order that I've got you guys on in Twitch, Hellhounds, thank you so much for joining us again. This time you get to be a goblin. Thank you so much for being here. Stuck in the middle with you again, Wookie, thanks for showing up. Thank you very much.
Stuck in the middle with you.
If we do two more sentences, I'll have to pay somebody. And then, last but absolutely, positively, and definitely not least, Jellycat, welcome. Thank you for coming to the show with us this evening.
Hello.
Hey. Just before we start tonight, we saved a little bit of time before we started by assigning the characters. This game, you roll to see who is what part. Well, not just... okay, thank you. I can fix that. All right, can I get one of you guys to speak again? We are having some volume.
Hello.
Better, Bison? I think they're just quiet. I think they're just being quiet. I'll get them excited. They'll yell louder in a minute.
I can't yell.
No, it's okay. Your volume is fine. You're good. Let's just pump you guys up to there. That's as loud as I can make it. So, all right. So, thank you guys all for coming. We have decided who is who. So the way this works, one of you is very good at being the head. That turns out to be Crinch, who is being played by Jellycat. One of you is very good at being the hands in this tower. You guys only practiced one way. Yes, that is being played by Wookie, and the character's name is Snicket. And then Hellhounds is playing the legs, the base of their operation, as it were. They are playing a character named Grottle. So they can do the other things, but they're not very good at them. They are very, very good at what they do when it comes to doing what they do, which makes sense, because they're goblins. They also each have a secret mission. And they're not telling you what that is, and I'm not telling you what that is until they manage to do it. And there will be many thousands of bonus points which don't mean a damn thing awarded as soon as each of them achieves those special goals. With that, let me paint you a picture. Right after I'm serious, it's just coffee. It really is.
Yeah, sure.
Liquid creativity, thank you. I will sacrifice the duck later.
You're gonna
Let me
sacrifice
paint
me?
you.
No. I did nothing wrong.
Duck yummy. Duck very
I said,
yummy.
a duck, not the duck.
Okay.
So,
I want Chinese food.
the three of you are part of a incredibly powerful goblin horde. If anybody doubts that, they just have to ask the people in the horde. You guys are famous for telling everybody how incredibly powerful your horde is. But as powerful as it is, a horrible thing has happened. The Princess Blister has been kidnapped and stolen away in the midst of the night. Probably during a drunken goblin party, but nobody's willing to admit it.
I don't have
Because... So, trying to hide your hangovers, the three of you are collected by the king, who is distraught and cannot speak. And in fact, his partner, the queen, looks over and just, go get her, or I kill all of you. Go now, go! And chases you out of the tent. Luckily, the princess is a goblin. And as you guys all know, when goblins spit, it burns the ground. It's because of all the tobacco you're chewing. Anyway, it's really easy to follow her because there's these little dead patches in the grass. And through the grass you go, and across the train tracks, and across a giant empty parking lot, and across another set of train tracks, and across another parking lot until you realize you're going around in circles, and then you go the other way, and there's a gigantic building. It says, well, you're not very good with the human words, but it might say biscuit bull, centaur, or something like that. Anyway, it's a huge, huge building. And while the parking lot was mostly empty, there's a bunch of cars up close. And there's a big chain link fence between you and it, and you can see on the other side the footprints. And at this point, your princess must have put up a fight because there's tiny drag marks where they were dragging her. And you know she's famous for tantrums, so it is entirely possible that at this point she was going as they dragged her across the grass. Clearly, across this little, over this fence, across this little parking lot, and through a side door into this building. What, for the first time tonight, would each of you like to do? You are 3 goblins in a trench coat. The bottom 2 can see because you kind of pulled the trench coat open a little bit and look. And goblins are not really good at planning, so you don't have a plan. So what are you doing? I guess we should probably start with the legs. Where are you going?
I'm running towards that fence because I'm all about speed.
Yep,
Stop,
okay.
Stop, 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 stop.
Give me...
I got knife, I cut fence, I cut fence.
Okay, here we go. Grottle, roll me a legs. You're good at legs. Roll me a d10. Let's see. Let's get this show on the road. A 9. Okay, so I forgot to set the scene. Getting from here to that door and into the building is your first scene of the night, and it has a difficulty of 3. So each time you roll a success, we're going to take the die that you rolled that success with. I know you can't see this on stream. Don't worry, it's not that interesting. And we put it in a pile over here. And every time after the first time that there's a success, you pile these dice up, and there's a chance that that pile could fall. And if it falls, I'll tell you what happens then. I'm not going to tell you now. But you sprinting headlong at the fence. Just, exactly. Thank you, YouTube Gaming Addict. I am speed. There's a flash of a lightning bolt on your front left fender and towards the fence at extreme velocity. Snicklet, the arms. You said you're cutting this fence?
Cut the fence, yes.
One-handed or 2?
I have 2 hands, I have 2 knives. We're gonna cut
Towards the fence.
Oh.
You brace. You couch a goblin on the goblin below you. You kind of hook your feet under their arms and then around their elbows the other way. So really super brace yourself, and then stiffen your arms out. So you charge towards the fence. Crinch, you can see what's coming. What would you like to do? You're charging a chain link fence with 2 knives.
Just stop. No, 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 no.
You charge towards the fence. Okay. Is anybody stopping?
I'm not.
This way I don't have to say no. Somebody else can say no for me. I'm assuming the legs are not stopping at this point. All right. So to the outcry of no, you attack the fence at velocity. Snicklet, if you would, give me a D10 because this is what you're good at. This is arms. You've taken up arms. Arr.
Roll the d10. What we get?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Well, what you get is is pretty much exactly what you would expect. Your knives go between the chain links and just get stuck. But you're absolutely couched on top of the one below you. Unfortunately, no person on top of you, not similarly couched. And so they come out for a second, just out of the top of the coat, the trench coat, and poof, into the fence. Luckily, their hat is crushed down over their head, acting as a shock absorber and rubber band, and pops them back into the head. But now, Crinch, you can't see. And you guys are still outside the fence. Your knives are stuck in the fence. You can wiggle them free if you want.
Grottle is pressed against the fence, but their legs are still running.
Still going. Just, yep, absolutely.
Nothing can stop me. I want to
give me
keep
another
going.
D10. Yep, give me another D10. Let's see, a 7. That works. Yes. Okay. Second die goes on the pile. Let me tell you what happens first. You keep running, and what happens is you start to dig a hole. Just bzzz, and pretty soon, you guys just flap on your backs and vroom, underneath the fence and back up on the other side. You're now inside the fence. You've just got to get across the parking lot and to the door.
Hey,
So- Just before we move on, I need Grottle to... Yes, yay, Grottle. I will. Yes, that's good. Grottle, I need you to roll the do the dice fall. There's only a 5% chance because you've only got 2 dice in your pile right now. 81, no problem. So the two of them ahead on top, you just go poof, and you just run underneath and boom, snap back up. Those toys that you can't keep down. Limbo Kings. I like that even better.
I know what toy you're talking about, though.
Yes. So you guys poof, and snap up inside. Crinch, the hat is down like over your nose. So at the moment you're kind of having to do like lean back and look out underneath. Mechanically, it means nothing. I'm just being silly. So you guys are inside. You look around quickly, and what you can see from underneath the hat and out between the buttons is there's one guy having a smoke right beside the door now. You didn't see him before because he was kind of under an overlay. And off to your left, the wall goes down and around a corner, and there's a much brighter light there, and it looks like that's where most people are going in. So that's probably where the front door is.
I nudged the head. Hey, ask him if he's a knight.
What do you mean?
Ask him if he's a knight. It's a simple question.
Fine.
And he's wiggling his knives out of the fence.
No, I left those. I have more.
Oh, they're still there. I like that even better. Just two lonely knives stuck in a fence, very low, like this far off the ground because you're goblins. Right? So, although you are 3 goblins, so it might be maybe that far off the ground. Anyway.
Grottle
You guys-
is shuffling along the
Yes.
asphalt and concrete to get all the mud and dirt off their feet. 'Cause that's not pleasant.
Yep, absolutely. You got mud, and it's all up the back of your legs, and it's kind of it's like you got a too heavy backpack on, so it's not like you can bend down and wipe them off or anything. So you're trying to find stuff to rub against.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, you have had a request from your midriff. Crinch, what would you like to say or do?
Hello, fellow human. We are looking for not a goblin. Where is it?
Shuffle, shuffle,
Thank
shuffle,
you.
shuffle.
Jellycat, have just earned Crinch the right to either make up a silly human-sounding name or press the "Hello, my name is" macro, which has a number of them already pre-made for you.
Alright. I'm going to... Oh, okay.
There you go. You blurted out without thinking because you guys do not plan, and so you didn't have a plan. So you say,
Captain Trenchcoat.
"Oh, Are you with the cops? And he starts like butting out his cigarette.
What
And
are
you realize
chops?
that's kind of that doesn't make me more confident. And you realize the cigarette's kind of twisty and crunchy looking, and it smells funny.
There's nothing wrong with your cigarette, man.
Yeah. I should. What? Why did your belly just? I shouldn't smoke anymore. I should go. Um.
Have you seen a nut goblin around here? Bye.
Yeah, Cringe, give me a D10. This is what you're good at. You're talking your way in. I love this. A 5. That is works. The 4 or more is all that is required. And what was it you asked him at the end, or said to him at the end?
Have you seen a totally not a goblin around here?
Yeah, he stops, turns back, and looks at you and says, "Little thing, green, here against their will."
Yes, and screaming. Probably.
Oh, no, probably about that was a definitely. She bit 4 of them on the way through here. 4 large grown men right through the armor. I have never seen Kevlar part like that in my life. That's why I'm out here now smoking this. You do not want to save that from anybody.
No saving.
Captain.
Just... Captain Trenchcoat.
Captain Trenchcoat. And they're just starting to back away.
Arm pokes out. Hand it over and we won't tell.
I'm never going to that guy again. And he just hands you the joint, the roach, and walks away. Like, just keeps backing away like it's too much. He doesn't want it anymore.
Grottle very slowly peeks her face out, nose first, peeks her head up from the partridge coat, looks up at them before smiling, showing all the sharp teeth.
All 3 faces now. The middle one smoking a joint. That's just starts to back. It's like watching time-lapse photography. He starts backing away slowly, and it just gets faster and faster and faster until he gets to one of those concrete things that you're supposed to park your car against, and just bang. Heel hits it. He goes over backwards. There's a thud. You know that sound. That sound means a human is asleep. It's just thunk. And you look up. And I'm not even going to make any... Yeah, we had a success here. So that is our 3rd success. As you open the door and step through, that last success came from Crinch. Roll us a do the dice fall, please. 55. They do not. You guys have successfully beaten the first challenge and gotten into the building without falling over. You throw the door open.
Easy.
You throw the door open, and you see in front of you an amazing apparition. This huge space has been broken up into tiny stalls, for lack of a better word. And in some of the stalls, there are shiny things on tables. And in other stalls, there are pointy things on tables. And in other stalls, there are books and scrolls and bits of paper, and everywhere are people, but they're not dressed like street people. They're all dressed very strangely. They're dressed like pictures in the kids' books at the library that you used to break into. Like, there's people wearing robes and pointy hats with stars on them. There's people wearing... There's a group of what appears from a distance to be young ladies, and as you get closer, you realize it's actually a group of slightly older people that are all insisting to everyone that will listen that they are sailors, even though they are clearly wearing tennis outfits. And they're all yelling the names of planets. But it's really nice because they brought their friend along that clearly doesn't get it, and she keeps yelling, moon, moon, moon. All the rest of them, like Saturn, Jupiter, moon, moon, moon. But, they brought her with her, so it's very nice. They're there as well. And everywhere you look, it's that all over the place. Each of you sees of one specific thing. Crinch, I mentioned it before. There are all kinds of people around here dressed in a very specific way, which might be of interest to you. Snicklet, I'm going to come back to you. Grottle, you see there's a booth over in the corner, and you can smell that booth from here, and you know that almost anywhere else in the world, that booth would be surrounded by people pushing at each other to try and get to the alcohol that's in it. But here there's only like 3 of them, and they're all kind of daring each other to have a drink. But you see the magic 3 letters on the front in red neon. B something R. Snicklet.
Yeah.
Way down at the other end of the hall. Like all the way down. You can almost hear "Foo-doo-doo-doo, wah, wah, wah." Because way down at the other end is a gigantic blue beast, clad in shiny metallic armor. Its left arm holds a shield that skitters with electric lights. Its right arm holds up a lance which flickers, goes black. The knight starts to swear. A squire runs up and pulls open a panel on the side of the knight, pulls out a bunch of tiny cylinders about this big and replaces them with a bunch more that look just like them. Slam the door back shut, and the lance powers back up again.
Just suddenly, there are 3 in 2 knives in each hand, because
Just all the knives. Just all the knives. Okay.
No.
From that's what the middle of you is doing. So the middle of you is going straight ahead. I want to do the least logical one next. Crinch, as the head of this organization, what are you going to try and get 2 of you to do? The 2 of them below you to do. You can feel the middle one is pulling out. Like he's gone. He's heading for the trees. Sorry, they are headed for the
I was gonna
trees.
say,
Yeah.
while the other 2 are pointing forward, the feet turn
Yep.
like unnaturally towards the booth.
Yep.
That's the alcohol.
Yep.
You can feel they're starting to walk that direction.
Perfect. So now there's 2 options. The body's trying to go that way, and the legs are trying to go that way. Crinch.
French
You-
is
you
trying
got-
to lean towards the wizard.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. So you're leaning the other way. There is only one result here. This isn't in the rules, and this is the point in the night where I, for the first time, and almost certainly not the last time, apologize to Grant Howitt. With no roll at all, the 3 of you, the legs go this way, the body goes that way, the head tries to lean in the 3rd direction, the coat rips, and the 3 of you tumble to the floor. Boom, boom, boom. You have a decision to make. Would you like to scatter, run for cover, and try and put yourselves together somewhere in a safe? Or would you like to just leap back into the trench coat in whatever order you can get to and continue on?
get in the coat, get in the coat, get in the coat.
Okay, in the coat.
Okay, that's 2. Grottle? Coat or bar?
Grottle's gonna like take a few steps before realizing the coat's gone.
Yep.
Turn around and with the hand up like they're trying to avoid eye contact with somebody, just shuffle back into the coat.
Yep. Well, yeah, as you come out from under the coat, anybody who looks sees that the boots that you're wearing come up to pretty much almost like your waist.
Mhm.
But they just barely stuck out from underneath the trench coat, right? So, yeah, you clomp, 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 clomp. Oh. So, I need all 3 of you to do roll a d10, and this is going to see what order we go back into the body to see how this works. So, that's pretty good, which is bad. You're back in the right spot, probably. It all depends. On where Snicklet ends up. Can you roll the d10 for us?
Yep, sorry.
No problem. No worries. Oh, wow. You broke the trend. Okay. Well, unfortunately, because Grottle ends up in the head, which is not that bad. It's their 2nd best skill. The middle, Crinch is now the arms. And on top of all of that, the legs are now Snicklet. So I'm just going
Okay,
to move them around
okay.
here so I remember. What did I say? Yeah, Grottle is the head. Oops, moving that stuff, not this stuff. There we go. There we go. So now you guys are not in your correct position. So now you won't be rolling 10s on everything. So with that, you guys are you're just gonna flunk back up, and you look around, and luckily nobody was looking. There's lots of other stuff to look at this place. There is a
Does
sign
not like this
right in the
hat.
middle. There is a sign right in the middle of the foyer that says "Welcome to Genericon."
Aww.
In small letters underneath, it says "For those not good enough for Gen Con."
I mean, technically, it would still be called Gen Con.
Yeah. Yes, but I can call it Genericon and not get sued. And I can make really nasty fun of it. So, that's where you guys are.
Like they'd have plan.
Yeah, but okay. Let's start at the top this time. You've been the legs this whole training cycle. Grottle, you've been the legs. It's never been your favorite. I mean, who wants 2 goblin butts sitting on top of you, right? I mean, nobody wants, not even another goblin wants that. It's finally your big chance. You're the head of this trench coat. The hat fits.
Don't like.
The hat fits. You pull the hat down, attempting to find bravery in a 7 5/8. What is your plan as the 2 under you kind of wiggle into position?
I am going to look towards the bar.
you start to just automatically lean in that direction, and the whole tower starts to.
That
Okay.
way.
No, wizards are that way.
In the middle, here we go again. In the middle, Crinch just spins around. Crinch, I got one thing. Just before you say no, the bar, we're going this way. The wizard is this way. As you do that, you're kind of in the middle of the jacket for the first time. There's knives everywhere in here. Just rows and rows and rows of them. Where there aren't knives, there are pictures of knives. And you're like, kind of pull your elbows in so you don't thrash yourself into tiny pieces, and you attempt to head for the bar. Meanwhile, on top of this mayhem, on the bottom of this mayhem, sorry, Snicklet, that knight is still down at the end of that, and you're the legs, man. It's time.
Snicklet is, like, wants it, but he understands that if we all have a different plan, we're screwed.
Yeah. Ooh.
Top, bottom. Top, middle, bottom. Top first, go to boar. Middle, go talk wizard.
Yes.
Bottom, kill them.
I love it.
I love it so much.
Absolutely wonderful. So, the plan is bar.
Knives everywhere.
The
Mine.
so,
Kingdom.
bar, wizard, and knight. That is the plan. Okay, that's 3 scenes. We got 3 scenes to go, folks. Here it happens. The rest has just been set up. This is where it happens. So, did the rest of you agree to this plan? Top, middle, bottom. Very organized plan for goblins. Like, it's got 3 words in it.
Yep.
Okay, top first. Grottle. To the beverages.
Yes.
You sort of, and you head towards the brr, because you're not quite sure of that middle letter yet. As you stumble over in that direction, as I said, there's very few people there. The guy behind the bar is not dressed like anything. He's got like, he's dressed like a bartender. He's got the white jacket with the black band to keep the cuffs in and the little black vest, and he's making drinks for nobody because there's nobody there, so it's probably just ice in a shaker. He's probably bored out of his mind. He sees you coming, and his eyes just brighten, and he just fling, tosses the mixer over his shoulder into the sink, not even looking, and it goes right in the sink, and he sidles, because that's what they do. He sidles up the bar on the other side from you and goes, "What can I get you?"
One burr.
Right, the house. Oh, I know. I'll be right back. And he turns around and trots off down a flight of stairs that you didn't see. And while he's gone, you kind of look around. The people in this bar, some of them are looking at you. You're the head. Make a head check, which for you is a D8, I believe, at the moment. Was that a 2? Is that what that was?
Yes.
Oh, dear. Well, you don't know why. You have no idea why they're looking at you. And as you start to ignore that, because you're a goblin and can only think of one thing at a time, and there's Burr coming, whatever that is, you turn back, and he comes back up the stairs with 2 dusty bottles, dark brown bottles. And he pulls corks out of them, of all things, and puts one on the table in front of you and says, "That's homemade ale." Clink. And he starts to drink his. You realize 2 things. You don't have any hands. Well, I mean, you do, but they're not directly under your control. And 2, that's not a cocktail. You don't know what a cocktail is, but that's a beer. You've seen those before. People drink. That's not what you're here for. You want a fancy thing.
Tail? I'm just looking at the bartender. 'Cause if I say it the other way, no, it's too inappropriate. It's a dirty word. Yes, I would like to have that, please.
Oh, and he he starts to grin again, and he starts to kind of do this around your head. He's been pretty obvious about it. Give me another think. Give me another D8. See if you figure this out. Nope, not a clue. He's just looking around like, and all of a sudden he kind of tenses up and he says, "Right, maybe martini," and he's reaching for the metal shaker thing.
Nods.
And a couple things of ice and some of this stuff and some of that stuff, and some of it smells like a juniper bush, which is really weird. And he starts putting small pieces of food in it, which is even weirder. He shakes it all up for a long time and said, "Come on, I'm getting thirsty." And it finally filters all the stuff. He put all that stuff in it, and then he filters it all out into a cup and just gives you the juice. And then at the last second, he puts a bunch of furniture in it. Like there's an umbrella and another slice of lemon. It's like he forgot some stuff. And he slides that across the table to you. Luckily for you,
Hands.
the table is quite high. Yes? Go ahead, interrupt me, please.
Like I start tapping my foot on the guy who's controlling the hands. Hands,
Yeah.
hands, drink, hands.
Cringe? That's you?
I slowly lift up the drink, but a little bit
Yeah.
too high above the head where
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Okay, give me an arms check. So that's a D8 for you. That's a success. So 1 goes there. 1 die can't fall over, so we don't have to make a roll. You hold it up and kind of tip it, and I need a head check from Grottle to see if you can kind of get your mouth under it. Yeah. You're at a frat party under the keg now, trying to
Tongue sticking out. He's like,
trying to catch it. Yeah, give me a head. Oh, I almost no. Roll a D8 for me before I get rude.
Did.
You did. Whew, thank you. Just barely succeeded. So, you guys are working your way through this scene. Well, so you you managed to. You just look like a kind of a weirdo. Your arm goes up there and starts to tip, and you go and down the entire drink, the entire cocktail. It burns. Some gets in your eye and then runs down the side of your nose into your mouth, and it just burns. Somehow, some gets in your ear, and now you can't hear very well, and you kind of. It's everywhere, but you managed to get a lot of it in. And frankly, I doubt that you think it's worth the effort, because it was kind of gross. But you have successfully achieved, for anybody that hadn't figured it out yet, you have successfully achieved your mission and had a cocktail. The bartender at this time, you see him again leans over and looks down your back. And this time you don't need a roll. You failed twice. We're going to give you a success over. Oh, first though, I need a roll. Did the dice fall? A 5%? Probably not, but we'll see.
Are you wanting me to roll that, or are you rolling?
Yeah,
that?
because you generated the success, so 36. It's fine. But then this was your second success here. So you, as you finish your drink and back away, you guys are all but finished this scene, and you roll again for me. This is your third success, so now less than 15% and it will fall over. Nope, not a problem. So you have had your drink at this bar. You step back, or lean back, underneath the, who's next? Crinch, you're in the middle. You're still holding up this drink in the air. You look across the bar and notice at this point that there is one of these people with the pointy hats sitting at the end of the bar. And you've been kind of looking for these because there's something you're supposed to be seeing, and you don't really see one of those, but they've got a what you've heard some humans call a tablet that's on the table in front of them, and they're doing stuff on it. They've also got little white earbuds that don't seem to connect to anything.
Strange. They put marshmallows in their ears, rocks.
They do. They put marshmallows in their ear rocks. That's dummies. So, you're the head. Oh, I know what I need. I know what stumbled me. I need Grottle. I need a sobriety check. That's what froze me up because I didn't know what die to give you to roll. So give me a D8.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Wow. You this is perfect because the thing you failed to notice 3 times was that there's a huge rip down the back of the trench coat now, and everybody behind you can see that you're 3 goblins in a trench coat. The only reason the world hasn't come completely unstuck is because the people that are near the bar think that it's the most incredible costume they've ever seen. But the illusion is shattered when the legs and the body walk away, leaving the head with its elbows on the bar, singing slightly at an empty cup. So that's where we will temporarily leave Grottle hanging on the bar, being flirted with by the bartender because that's what they do to get you to buy more drinks. So, as that cringe, the jacket above you just falls down, and suddenly your head's back out the top, where it belongs. I will point out that you now look like a child in an adult's trench coat, but you know,
And I
life
have
is
the
good.
hat.
But you still have the hat, so it is a goblin child in an adult trench coat. Yes, that is what you now appear to be. As you head across this the bar area, where are you headed? I guess I should ask the legs. We agreed to go after the wizard next, but
Go wizard.
Go,
Okay.
go wizard. I imagine that they go up to where the wizard is and like
yes, tell me the story.
tap on the
Yeah.
shoulders.
Yep. Huh?
Where you don't have a book on you.
It's an iBook. And he holds up the tablet, and you can see on the back it's got a symbol. Somehow the symbol of an apple with a bite out of it he thinks that makes it obvious that this is an iBook. I'm only
No,
here
no,
because
no.
my kids are here.
No. Book has pages and leather. This is not any of those.
Oh, you mean I got my phone? Pulls that out. It's got words and stuff on it. He's panning from side to side.
Can I just try to swipe the phone?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. You just reach out and grab it. Give me an arms, because that's what you're trying to disarm him. A 4. You reach out and grab the phone, but in a reflex action, he grabs and tries to pull back. You're going to succeed at this, but what do you do to upset that balance? Because right now you're in a tug of war with an adult human. You're probably not going to win. What do you do to turn the balance?
I take out a knife.
You, give me hands again. Give me another hands. Absolutely. A 3. You go, aha! And you reach in and you pull a knife. But like I said, they're everywhere. You pull one and you end up with one in your hand and about a dozen that just go, phoom! And then thud, 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 thud. One of them goes right through his eye book and into the bar. Psst. He kind of, lets go of the phone and falls back off of the bar stool. Poof. Makes that sound again. There's another human sleeping. They go to sleep real easy. But you do have his phone.
I start scrolling through it, trying to find where the book is.
Oh, you press a number of the buttons on the phone, and finally you find one, and when you tap it, it's got dozens of books. Hundreds of books. To avoid copyright infringement, it's called Bindle.
Oh.
You didn't just get a wizard's book. You got all the wizard's books.
I am now most powerful wizard!
Ah! And 2 of the 3 have succeeded. That's the sound you hear from underneath you. I have a question for Crinch. At this point, I'm assuming that the legs below you are turning and already heading for the door. There's a night to be had here. Do you stay or do you go now?
I guess I go with Snicket.
Okay, because the jacket is totally ripped up. You can see the jacket is totally ripped, so it is entirely up to you.
It's okay. You guys now look like Baby Yoda.
Yep. The official brains of the operation is hammered on the bar on their 3rd drink, by the way. You're going through cocktails trying to find one you like. And the bartender's giving them to you for free, so.
Singing a very poor version of the Doobie Loo theme song.
telling stories of previous adventures. I love it.
So Snicklet is going to grab onto Crinch's legs and go,
Yep.
Me do this alone.
Okay,
Lift
okay,
off,
okay.
drops,
Yep.
grabs as many knives as possible.
Yep. You. In a regular game, I wouldn't do this, but it's a one-shot, so I sometimes put words in places. You go whooah, and shove them out of the top of the trench coat. The trench coat drops down on you. Poof, because it's been ripped and trashed and all of its damaged places, from the knives down just disappears. Just whoosh, in a cloud of dust in all directions across the floor. A wind comes up, causing the remaining part to billow, even though it's full of knives. So it billows and goes clink, 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 clink. It's the deadliest wind chime in history. You hear the music again. Wah, wah, wah. And you look over and there's this guy sitting at the bar making that noise that bad. And he has another drink out of his cocoa because he's afraid to have alcohol. And he looks at you and he looks all the way down, and the night at the other end is changing batteries again because they don't last very long.
Takes knife, points it at the guy making the noise. Peppermint schnapps. It good. And then goes, Sir Knight.
Yep.
You, me, single combat mother trucker.
Because you heard it wrong, yes. And as you say that, a selfie stick comes out right in front of your face, but there's not a camera on the end of it. There's a peppermint schnapps shooter. You look over and it's the bartender. He's still chatting up. Grottle, but it's just like out of the side. There's like somebody said schnapps, so there's your shooter.
1 second. You good at job.
And for you, like it's you guys are goblins, right? And you tell me. Give me this scene all the way up to the point of combat or the point of contact.
So there's about 15, 20 feet in between this crazed looking goblin with.
Yep.
Somehow there are 4 knives in a 3-fingered hand in each hand. And he has
Yes.
done, like, He has snuck into movie theaters. He's seen all the action wonders.
Yep.
Rush Hour.
Yep.
Taming a Dragon, something like that.
Out of
He's
nowhere,
here.
the hat comes on.
Ruth, he takes the pose of Ruth's knee. This is where your journey ends. Bum rushes this confused-looking dude who
He starts. Yep.
I'm
He-
just here for the girls.
Yeah. Well, for a second, you see that fear in him, and then he thinks you're playing. So he sets his shield and charges towards you. And as you get close, you see the fear in his eyes grows because he realizes you're for real and you're not going to stop.
And then he sees what I do with the knives and literally trims the hat down to make it more aerodynamic. Dink.
And you're just charging towards him. You leap into the air. Give me a D10. I don't care. This is your special mission. Give me a D10.
And at the last point, while in their hair, also green and slimy.
Bang! A what?
That
You
tracks.
trip. You trip over the last little bit of this, as I believe it was Bison called it, your knife poncho, and you fall on the knives and start to slide because you way overestimated your ability. You only got like halfway there, and you started to skid. And I mean, it's not, clang, 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 and you can feel this cutting here and there, and it's not good. And you come skidding to a stop, looking right up, like you're right between his feet, and you're looking right. And he's kind of having trouble bending forward because of the helmet to see you, but you're directly below him.
Arms make snicklet power.
And
And
the
just
rope
starts throwing.
just laying on your back, just pulling him out from behind you and throwing. Yeah,
And to be honest, the first like 6 or 7
yeah.
are just cardstock paper.
Yes.
Huh? And then the roll happens.
Okay. Give me the real one now. Give me a couple, actually. Why not? Give me a couple of D10s.
Okay. 1 and 2.
Yeah, that one missed. That one didn't. Give me one more. Sorry, Grant. No, another one. Oh, I know that's only 4. I want another one. I want a whole handful. I want till there's a bunch. There we go. Now we have successes. Look at that. So what this tells me is that you need to work on your offhand throwing because it was a miss and a hit and a miss and a hit and a miss. So the other way around. So you need to work on your offhand throwing. However, you were so close. These are driving up into this. And it turns out the first one that hits, this armor is crap. I mean, it just shatters. The second one breaks the armor and drives pieces of the armor into the the knight above you. You start screaming and howling. The third one kind of catches him on the forehead and just knocks him back. And he just goes still on the ground. You can hear he's still breathing. You haven't killed him, but you have absolutely smote him to the ground. You realize that now, costume is shattered. Probably hundreds of hours of labor broken into pieces on the floor of this second-rate convention hall. And then a sound you have all grown to hate over the years. Sirens in the distance. Anything you'd like to do before we leave the venue at speed?
Points knife over to bartender. Where Princess Gabo? Because bartenders know everything.
They do. The bartender doesn't say a word. The only one that can see behind the bar would be
Throttle.
Cringe. Yeah, your grotto. Yeah, only you would be. Yeah, only you would be able to see behind the bar. They open that door again that goes down into the basement, and you know the Tasmanian devil scene, like that, but smaller, greener, and full of filth. like just the most foul language you can imagine comes up out of that dungeon, for lack of a better word. When they come to a stop, you see it is in fact Princess Blister. She's got a bottle in each hand. She's wearing them around her belt like weapons. She's got two bandoliers of ale, and her crown is off to one side like this. She's just hammered. As she comes stumbling up the ladder and looks at the three of you and says, "About time. Take me home!" And then passes out face first in the floor.
Snicklet's like, I think this is what humans call love.
Grottle's gonna look at the other two, even though fully aware they're seeing her, points, goes, found her.
The sirens are getting louder in the background. 1, 2, or 3. You're gonna
Let's go.
give us a give us a D10 to well, okay, yeah. Let's put it this way. How do you get away? Here's your one more round as you escape. Forget the rules. One more round. How do you get out of here? Who picks up the princess first of all?
Grottle wants to run, wants to is speed.
Grottle's warming up like a dragster waiting for the lights to change.
Happy to carry somebody. They want to have a ride.
Crinch, I heard you say something. What are you doing?
Crinch is gonna grab one of like the cuffs on the bar and slam it on the ground and yell, "Scatter!"
Okay. Yep. And that leaves us with Snicklet. What are you doing?
Snicklet no one die. Snicklet no one die from siren. No one die from queen.
Yep.
Snicklet grab princess. Snicklet run. And Snicklet see thing called DeLorean.
Okay.
From breaking into movie theater must get to 88.
Yes.
Oh,
So
no.
roll a 10 to get the roll a d10 to carry that princess to the DeLorean. We can say it. They can't sue us. They don't exist anymore. We can use that one. A 4,
Nobody
just
wants them
barely.
to exist.
Just barely. You're charging towards the DeLorean and you drop her. But luckily she's unconscious. So you kind of drag her the last little ways by one leg. So there's kind of a bit of road rash, but she was drunk. You can blame it on before. You get to the car and it takes you a while to figure out the doors because they don't open like this. They open like that for some stupid reason. And they pop open and you hurl her in. At that moment, let's get Crinch. There's a car in the parking lot. Your getaway vehicle is apparently there. Are you going? Are you staying? What are you doing?
Go ahead and run and head to the getaway vehicle.
Okay, so you charge towards the vehicle. Give me a D10. A 1. Okay. You you are running towards the vehicle, and the guy who was outside when you guys first got here steps in front of you. Says, "Hey, were you the one that's got my joint?" What do you say or do?
No, that's Captain Trenchcoat.
Right. And you run between his legs and into the car. Which leaves us with Grottle.
Grottle is simple. They are
You are-
running.
Well, you are about speed. And you can run, but that's a DeLorean. That's a
Oh,
car.
crappy car made shiny runs in.
Yeah, it's a big shiny. It's a big fast shiny. You run up and leap into the car. And this is, it all comes down to this. No tension, no pressure.
Closing the
But it
door
all comes
behind
down to
you.
this one rule. Can Grottle drive this car to the speed required? 88 miles an hour or 147 kilometers an hour. I think that's right. Grottle. Oh, yes, and absolutely right, Bison. And Grottle is impaired, so don't do this in the real world. Yes, Snicklet, go ahead and give us your idea.
When Grottle comes into the car, Schnicklet is holding the
Gear shift, yeah.
the gear shift.
Yeah.
Legs to
Careful how you're
leg thing.
positioning those hands, buddy.
Legs to leg thing. Head to wheel thing. Me do this thing.
And you just pull it back. Grottle. Your life's dreams come true. In your head, a tiny goblin racing helmet appears. Tiny goblin Nomex fire suit wraps your body with meaningless words of sponsorship all over it. You stand on the seat, you grab the wheel. A blue light starts to sparkle and you start to drive. You see the numbers starting to climb. 1.1, 1.15, 1.17. Give us a D10, please. Oh, 1.2, 1.205, 1.2075, 1.21, and in a flash of light, the three of you and the princess travel through space and time and come back before any of this started. And as the car screeches to a halt back where you began at your tribal lair, screeches to a stop, the doors pop open, everybody falls out, and the princess, having gone back in time before anything bad happens, screams out loud, "Daddy, Daddy, they tried to kidnap me!" And that's where we'll end tonight. Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much. That was a blast. Oh, and we stayed with the rules almost like over halfway. We stayed with the rules. Yeah, so that's good.
It's better than normal.
Yeah. Oh, always a blast. And this one was kind of important because I didn't want to say it before because I didn't want to put any pressure on. But this is the last live stream for D20 before the new year. Because 'tis the season, nobody's watching, everybody's busy. So we'll be back January 3rd, starting with some other stuff. But before I talk about me, I want to talk about these wonderful people who took time out of their days to come and play this game with me. Let's do them in the same order we did when we came in. Hellhounds, where can they find you? What are you doing? I know you got games galore going on, so get us up to speed.
Yeah, I've got a pretty busy week/weekend up till Sunday. It doesn't really matter where you go. My name's always gonna be Hellhounds20 unless someone takes my name. Not too bothered by it. I am an artist, a streamer, a gamer. On Thursdays, I do a podcast with my friend. We're not gonna have a podcast this week, obviously, because it is the holidays. Tomorrow I am doing a one-shot with Jellycat and a few others. So it's going to be Christmas themed, and it will be streamed.
Make sure you post a link in Dirty 20's Discord.
I will happily do that. Yep.
Thank you.
Other than that, that's pretty much it.
Other than that, you go and try and be humble. You're all over the social medias, arting and creating and doing wonderful stuff and sharing joy with the best of them. Thank you very much for all of it.
3 campaigns at the exact same time.
There we go. Here, this is not the place to be humble. This is called the shameless self-promotion part. So you have to get the shameless too. You got to really pump this up. We'll get you. Next, Wookie, you Genshin Gaijin lately, or did I get that wrong? I don't know.
I stream Genshin Impact under.
That's
Wookie
the one.
Leavenhulk. It's a pretty fun game in my opinion. And what I'm more proud of is I'm an aspiring writer, and I am hoping this first story is almost done with the first draft, and I'm hoping by February, once I finally get my computer, to start. I have officially decided I am going to start releasing chapters.
Oh, wonderful.
Find me on Twitch at Wookie Leavenhug. And around the same time, I will be starting a podcast because my Star Wars themed role play stream that I was doing while playing video games, I found out it's really hard to talk to yourself while you're still trying to play a video game.
Yep.
So the intergalactic idiots will be interviewing some of their Earth Wookiees friends.
Excellent. And as far as publishing, out of the middle of nowhere, the Scarred Adventurer has a website and blog and whatnot. There's a lot of people from D20G that are already on there that are putting stuff out. A lot of poetry, chapters. Scarred Adventurer himself puts out he actually put the whole Lucas backstory in there. So maybe PM him and see. He's always looking for more people to put stuff on there. So, yeah.
All right.
Another great thing about sharing is we can share the people that we know so we can get our stuff out there and get more people to see it. And then I should have done this backwards because I made you wait the first time and now I made you wait again. The wonderful and talented and magnificent and marvelous Jellycat, where can we find you when you're not here?
You can find me on Instagram at Jelly the Ghost Cat. And I just do art there. I make drawings, most of them abstract, some of them cute.
All of the ones that I have seen cute. And you're not allowed to use the word just here. You're an artist. You're not just an artist. I hate that word. It's so demeaning. And we use it against ourselves like a weapon. It's horrible. You're an artist. I've seen your stuff. You qualify. And I guess that leaves me. My name's Kevin. This is Dirty 20 Gaming. This is my channel. In the new year, we are going to start with 4 shows a week. By the end of January, that will be 5. And by the end of February, that will probably be 6 shows a week that we're doing. So stay tuned for that. I am going to make very good use of my next couple of weeks off getting ready for all of that. And I'm going to cut the rest of that short because I want to get to the good bit. I want to get to the bit where I get to thank these wonderful people and everybody else. So thank you so much. I'm going to do them in the reverse order this time. Thank you so much, Jellycat. I appreciate every time you come and play with us. There is a marvelous quality that you bring to every game. Thank you so much. And Wookie, always fun. Always a blast. I never know what you're going to do. I love it. Thank you so much for coming and playing with us.
Of course.
And the Hellhounds, that goes absolutely for you too. I had so much fun in your game. I have so much fun when you're in my games. Keep GMing. Oh, please keep GMing. Everybody that can possibly GM, please GM. We need more games. We need more people to run games so more people can play. It's kind of my hobby horse. Thank you so much. And then the final 2 thank yous for the people that are still on Twitch watching. Thank you. I had a blast tonight. Chat was buzzing all night. The regulars and some not so regulars. Thank you all for showing up. Thank you all for chipping in. I didn't have time to type a buggering thing in tonight, but you guys kept yourselves busy, so thank you. And anybody watching this in the future on YouTube, thank you as well. We will see you all in the new year. And until then, please be nice to each other. Bye.
Hugs and love. Bye.